Good morning, or good afternoon, rather, because it is noon. It is noon here in Chicago time. Chicagoland? It is fail. Okay. Hello. Good afternoon from Chicago. Welcome to the Black and Orange channel. I am here every day at 12 noon to take your 12 political questions at 12 o'clock. Thank you for being here. And boy, it's quite the interesting news day stuff. Oh, it's the foam. I was like, what is that noise? It was the foam in my coffee. Sorry. Things are just falling apart this morning. We're going into Mercury's shadow. We're in Mercury's shadow. Mercury's slowing down because it's going to go retrograde later this month. And yeah, apparently it's hitting me right now. All right, try again. 10% of all income that comes into the channel goes to feedingamerica.org, which supplies food to food banks across the country. That's an ongoing thing. And I'm afraid I don't do personal readings either here or in private. This is it. This is pretty much what I do. Hello, Mel. So I'm here literally 365 days of the year. You can't get rid of me. Try as you might. You can't get rid of me. All right. I've got your questions in the description box. If you are reading this, or if you, God, it's gonna be one of those days. If you're watching this on replay, hello. Please stick with me. It gets better, I hope. You can go down in the description box. All the questions from today are listed there. I got them out of the chat. Anything in all chat. Anything in all caps in the chat is how you communicate with me. Other than that, just please type normally. People here are really friendly and talk to each other and whatnot. So comments beneath the video, just type normally. But in the chat, anything in all caps is how you talk to me. Yeah, I guess that's about it. Paula saying, how much coffee has she had? Is that me? You're talking about how much have I had? Just obviously not much, because that's my cup and that's all I've had. And so obviously I need more. Oh boy. All right. So thank you, Lowell. Thank you, guys. I do have all my questions for today, I'm afraid. Just if you go down into the description box, you might have to refresh the page. But all the questions are there for today. I'm trying to juggle too much in my head, I guess, at the moment. And so my brain is skipping words and jumping ahead. So sorry. All right. I did have two things. One was, Lynn, I'm afraid I don't read on specific vaccines or things like that. It's for me personally, it smacks too close to medical advice. And I say this all the time, and I really do mean it. This is not a CYA, people. I'm serious. In general, for everybody, do not take any medical or financial advice from anybody on YouTube. Anybody. And take information, say, hey, that's an idea, and go take it to someone who is an accredited person. So while I can read on, I'm happy to read on things like, will we get effective boosters in general? Yeah, it's kind of skirting the line. Maybe, will the pandemic get better in January? I'm all over that. But this is specifically the question was specifically about a specific vaccine made by a specific company, showing promising results in phase 2 clinical trials. Will it be approved? I'm afraid I don't touch questions like that. But if I don't read on something, it is never anything personal. I promise. I'm not mad at anybody. I'm not. It's like, oh, I don't like that person. Oh, I don't want that person's question. No, it's not like that at all. And your questions are very, very important to me. I really do feel awful if I hurt your feelings. So it's never my intention. Okay. Lynn had something very nice to say. Random comment. Make sure you all hit the like button. She is wonderful and has great hair. Thank you, Lynn. That was very sweet. Oh, people wonder how I can do this every single day. It's because you guys are great, and you're funny. So, all right. So we are going to thank you, Colleen. And yes, Robin, take it to an expert. I agree. All right, so I'm scrolling back up. First question is going to be a kind of general one from Mandy. So we're going to start there. All right. Not feel bad. Oh, good. Something about the monkeys. Hey, we're the monkeys. What is that name? I can never remember. It sounds so silly. I can never remember the name of my favorite monkey song because it has nothing to do with the song. And it's Uncle Someone's Blues, but not the album version, which has this weird twangy noise. It's the version they used in the TV show, which you can find on YouTube. But if there's a weird discordant kind of twangy thing in the middle of it, that's not the right version. What is the name of that song? I have no more than I did before, but now I've got all that I need. That one. For I love you and I know you love me. That's my favorite monkey song. Mike sang it. I think Mike wrote it. Papa Jean's Blues. That's it, Nuclear Armageddon. Thank you. Papa Jean's Blues. That was it. It had nothing to do with the song. Anyway. Okay. Having a quick look. All right. So things are just kind of trucking along. Yeah, we're going to be reading on number 5 today. Mandy's question about, yes, we're reading on Dan Quayle today. Our Dan Quayle helped save our democracy. I was already having trouble with my brain computing anything today, and then I found out all about anyway. Okay. Polly Francine, the monkeys are before your time. Before my sisters though. My sisters are older than I am. So Sandy Miller says, hey, we're the monkeys, now stuck in my head for the day. Go look up Papa Jean's Blues. That is a sweet song. That's a good song to have stuck in your head. People in the chat are just going on about monkeys and bananas and the movie 12 Monkeys and all kind of stuff. All right. Thank you. Sandy says, I will. Good. Janelle, good afternoon, folks. Yeah, Mandy, he helped talk Pence down. We'll get there. Oh my goodness, we'll get there. But we're going to start at 8:30 here with Mandy's question. Will people come around and recognize their patriotism? There are a couple of questions today that are very specific to, I think, the U.S. Fi saying Linda G went to a Monkees concert yesterday. Okay. Very cool. But will people come around to recognizing their patriotism? Because in the U.S., I understand the arguments that maybe patriotism isn't always a good thing. It depends how it's used. There's a flag on the front of this house where I live, and every once in a while I'll get tangled up and I'll go out there and I'll straighten it out because it's important to me too. And unfortunately, patriotism a lot of the trappings of patriotism have been co-opted by fascists who are calling themselves the patriots and the freedom-loving Americans and it's like, sit down. We're the real Americans, really? not seen a lot of the real Americans. So yeah, there's a whole list of insults you could go through. Yeah. My mom's noticed more in her neighborhood, Robin is saying. Browan says, patriotism means you're not afraid to call out your country when it does wrong, but still love it in total. Yeah, it isn't the easiest thing to do, though, to love your country when it's being run by a neo-fascist. But I still do. Luckily, he's not in office now, but they still have a lot of power. So this question's really about reclaiming this idea of patriotism. And since I know people are still talking about it, so I'll ask, who's your favorite monkey? From the monkeys, who's your favorite? I have a favorite, I'll be honest. But I liked them. They seemed like fun guys. But I had a favorite. Well, right now it's this cult of Trump dynasty of Republican. Give me a break. Holly and France agree. E pluribus unum. Out of one, many. Of the supposed patriots don't believe that. Davy Jones. We have one vote so far for Davy Jones. Oh, Deborah likes Mickey. Nice. Mickey Dolenz. So things are going to change. They are. Lots of more votes for Davy. That's good. The far right people were trying to claim it as their own, but we're all Americans. They were trying to use it to raise money and all of this stuff, but this fascism is going to peter out, die out. It's going to take time, though, and we haven't actually hit our Pluto return yet. Once that passes, the kind of intense power, that friction going on, that super Pluto energy of nuclear levels of passionate fervor, and who has power and who doesn't, it will lessen back down to something more normal for Americans, which granted may not be as low as it should be, but things will not always be like this, and fascism will not stand. It won't. And this is the new Republican Party that will arise, and they'll be all about the money. Not that they aren't already, but kind of makes you miss the days when it was, well, all this stuff needed to come to the surface anyway. So, Electrolytes Davy, does it like Nesmith? Kay Nelson likes Mike Nesbitt. Whose mother invented whiteout. That is true, and Mike's my favorite too. Davy. Did you guys, Teresa says, miss the days when it was only greed from the right? Those were the days, my friends. Did you guys ever see the black and white screen test that Mike Nesbitt did? Because it took place on the set of a very popular, they basically just stuck him on the set in the living room of a very popular TV show at the time. It was a fake set of a living room, for a sitcom or some kind of family show or something, right? So they're standing there in the screen test, and he's like, hang on a second. And he goes over to this armoire with some drawers in the bottom and stuff. And he's like, I've always wanted to know what's in this drawer. And he's like pulling open it. It's like, oh, I loved that. That was cute. That was cute. But I don't know. It was, they were all smart, but I don't know. He just struck me as being particularly bright, and he wrote a lot of stuff, and I'm a sucker for a smart guy. I just especially if he's funny. Anyway, and creative. If he's creative and funny, I'm done. I'm just toast. All right. Okay. Oh, thank you. So fun to know about Mike. I believe it's on YouTube if you look for it. The monkeys, their screen tests. Okay. Anyway, 16, and so we'll go down into the dark, horrible. Anybody who's new around here, I try to keep the energy light, and then we dip down into these absolutely disgusting, mucky topics, and then we try to come back up again. So, yes, we're reading on all these neo-fascist blankety blanks, and then it's like, okay, let's talk about creativity and stuff. That's what's going on here. So, just so you know, 1630. We're gonna hug so tight. I like that. That's a great name. Okay, here's a question though. Will a Category 6 hurricane happen in the future, and if so, where? Thank you, Donna. Thank you. Yikes. Okay, let me just... Cat 6 hurricane. Goodness gracious. All right, a Category 6. Can there be a Category 6 hurricane? According to Robert Simpson, there are no reasons for a Category 6 on the Saffir-Simpson scale because it is designed to measure the potential damage of a hurricane to human-made structures. And a Category 7 is a hypothetical rating beyond the maximum rating of Category 5. A storm, Category 7... Oh, guys. Okay, let me share this. All right, turn this off. Oh, dear. Chrome tab. A Category 7 is a hypothetical rating beyond the maximum rating of Category 5. A storm of this magnitude would most likely have winds between 215 and 245 miles an hour with, oh my gosh. The storm could likely have a large wind field and a small eye with winds between 214 and 245 miles an hour. You think? It could have a large wind field. You think? Okay. Well, what is the largest hurricane ever recorded? Hurricane Camille, 1969, had the highest wind speeds at landfall, 190 miles an hour when it struck the Mississippi coast. Oh, dear, great Gussie. Is there a category? Do you have something here about a Category 6 if I change that? Oh, there is. Hypothetical category. Is this here? Can you still see? Yeah, you can still see. Oh, my days. It's hypothetical rating beyond Category 5. The wind speeds would be between 181 miles an hour and 214 miles per hour. Okay, so that's that. So technically at 190 miles an hour, we've already had a Category 6 hurricane make landfall in 1969. Teresa's saying, is that sustained wind or gusts? I'm kind of afraid to find out. Actually, at the time I was speaking, I think one of them said sustained winds. But anyway. Category 6 hurricanes. Okay, the first thing, I'm just tell you the first thing that's hitting me. The first thing that's hitting me is not for a while, not for like some decades. Because climate change is going to get worse before it can get better. And we just keep putting these little bits of poison into the air, and little bits of more and more and more CO2, and more and more and more and more and more and more, and it snowballs. Ace of Pentacles, Page of Swords, Hierophant, Two of Swords. Whew. Well, yes, immense loss. There would be massive governmental response. There would have to be right at the center. This is 100 feet tall or more. Meaning it's very large, and he's up in the clouds, and this big with a weapon of sorts. And it's just a matter of balance in the atmosphere, and the possibility of two. Let's put it this way: my father taught driving ed on. He's a car guy, and there are different groups of people who drive different kinds of cars who rent out space on racetracks, and they don't race around, but they just drive as fast as they can, like timed laps and things like that on these racetracks in their personal pick a sports car type thing. And my father actually taught driving, that kind of driving. And one of the things he taught me, which has stuck with me, I didn't take his lesson, but one of the things he told me in general, which has stuck with me from that, is that when accidents happen, it's not because something goes wrong. It's because a number of things go wrong in very rapid succession. And that's this. It isn't one big storm. It's the water being particularly warm, just different fronts coming together in a certain way. The sea is going to be a very unhospitable place increasingly. And plus all of this is messing with the currents, and it's messing with the, you name it. It's just, we've got to fix climate change. It's that simple. So, Chris says, I always felt that the Bowl of New Orleans would cease to exist. Well, and that's the thing. I mean, I hope not, of course. We hope not. But the Mississippi hasn't wanted to go anywhere near New Orleans for a very, very long time. The way the land slopes, if you look at the L, the big L of Louisiana, Mississippi comes down and it goes over to New Orleans. It hasn't wanted to do that. It's wanted to go down over here for a while. So there's a point you can actually go visit the spot where the Army Corps of Engineers, they built this huge basically it's a massive metal door. There are these cement levees that you'll see all up and down the Mississippi or in Louisiana, but there's this huge metal door, and the Mississippi, that river water is just pounding on this door constantly because it wants to go this way, but this forces it over there to go down to New Orleans. So the situation in New Orleans is been precarious for a long time. And, you know, we've got to worry about all kinds of different water problems, from what's going to happen to Florida, which is kind of scary, to, I mean, gosh, even in the TV show The Expanse, which is set in, you know, however, I can't remember when, 100 years from now, 200 years from now, whatever it is, when they, in the TV show version, because there are books, but in the TV show version, when they show New York or they show whatever, you see the buildings like you would, and you see the wherever they are, the river, the ocean, or what have you, and there are these massive walls, and the lowest, you know, ground, the actual ground in the city is down underneath, and the water level's up here. Imagine how much it's going to cost to sustain those all across the country or on the sides. Linda said, I love The Expanse. I do too. I hope this, first of all, I'm unhappy it's a final season, but two, I hope the final season isn't just going to be 6 episodes. I'll be very disappointed, but it's so good. So good. All right, 27. Let's read on political stuff like I'm supposed to be doing. All right. Holly and Friends had a question. Will the FBI finally investigate the thousands of credible tips about Kavanaugh? Will the FBI finally just heat making the building settle. I thought it was the kitty. All right, seriously, can the FBI please finally fully investigate I Like Beer? Okay, thanks. Full, yeah. Ignore all that. Just let him on into the Supreme Court for the rest of his life. Yay. Michael says, Blasey Ford, PhD, should be awarded a Congressional Merit Medal for coming forward. I'm with you. I second that. Deborah says, Sheldon Whitehouse is definitely looking at I Like Beer. Good. For those of you who are new, that's what Kavanaugh's called around here. I Like Beer. That's his name. The Queen of Pentacles, Temperance. Yeah. I like beer. I like beer. And this is not temperance. This is pour me another. Sun. And the Thief card. The Republicans that got him into office, his horrendous behavior, even just growing up, let alone now. And here's a Thief card. So looking at what happened back then, what about ye old potential gambling debts or potential gambling that's still going on? Ooh, only feels like 3 cards. Okay. Page of Pentacles. That's a gambler. It doesn't necessarily have to be craps, but it's these throwing that dice. Oh, I just need 3. Okay. Definite investigation. How did they get him on there? What did that take? What did they overlook? That is a lead investigator, prosecutor, that sort of person who does such things. And this is a big old end. This is a big old end of chapter, end of book. I like beer. We hardly knew you. Bye-bye. His life is going to change dramatically. I'm with you in that. Could we please move these things forward? Sherry, I still say Matt Damon should have won an Emmy for his SNL performance of I Like Beer. You and me both. Right, Fire Sky. His temperament alone at his hearing should have disqualified him. Yes, exactly. Dragon Lady, tell me that's a joke. Have you heard yet that the anti-vax now want to be called purebloods? Please tell me you're joking. I'll pull through more cards on Brett. Nope. No joke says stop. It looks like these. I looked up here. Look at this. You got to see this. I don't often get this when I go to Google. Look what it's saying. It looks like the anti-vax purebloods, it looks like these results are changing quickly. Vice, Daily Dot, New York Post. Anti-vaxxers are now calling themselves purebloods. Show me you're a fascist, an actual Nazi level, nearly Nazi level fascist, without tell me you are a fascist without telling me you're a fascist. Pure blood. Yes, Cat, Nazis, Voldemort. And true. Nuclear Magenta, I love your name, by the way. These purebloods have all been vaccinated with other vaccines. Yeah. No, it wasn't just the Harry Potter. It was the Nazis. I don't even know how to ask about I've got it. This has derailed my entire you know that I was having trouble staying on track as it was, and this has just completely derailed me. 3430. Anti-vaxxers calling themselves, about to hurl. Anti-vaxxers calling themselves pure kooks. Yes, Alicia. Yes. Pure fascists. Let's just, and when I am this just unable to think of how to put this into a question, because I just ask the cards. I just say, okay, this is the topic. You tell me. Anti-vaxxers calling themselves purebloods. Dragon Lady, please do not go there in the chat. I can't. I'm sorry. I can't. You. Okay, I'm just going to see what the cards have to say. Lots of wands here. Lots of people on the defensive. A lot of people causing problems. Because of a comment in the chat, now all I can think of is young men specifically. So this may be tainted by what I just saw, but this is young men on the defensive, but this is for their far-right beliefs. And back when Trump first came into office, men complaining that it was ridiculous because they couldn't wear their MAGA hats on their dating profiles or they wouldn't get dates. Not ridiculous, you moron. That's this. This is decent men saying, what the heck? What the heck is wrong with you? And these are decent men saying, you disgust me. But these men saying, yes, we've got this new message. Your new message is from 1930s Germany, you blank of blank. The 1930s call, they went there. Holly and France, have these pure bloods had vaccines for smallpox, polio, tetanus, measles, etc.? Chris, when is this crap going to stop? When is this crap going to stop? When the leaders stop saying it's okay, stop saying that, yes, believe the crazy and give me money. Thank you, Louise. Oh no, Dragon Lady, you're fine. You're fine. It just we're good. You're awesome. You're awesome. All right, King of Swords, Queen of Wands, Four of Pentacles. Vote. There will be all kinds of legal things that will eventually someday come out against the rotten, corrupt neo-fascists. TikTok, and I'm supposed to be patient, but there are people being hurt right now, and 1 in every 500 Americans is now, and I'm sorry to be so blunt or to use this word, and I do not mean to upset people who have already been traumatized. I just feel in this one case, we need to call a spade a spade. 1 in every 500 Americans is dead. Because of COVID. Legal stuff. And it's when everyone who is a party to this far-right fascism vote. Seriously, make this so, like, if you are a part of this party, if you are a part of this far-right belief system, you will not get elected dog catcher. You will not get a date. You will not make a friend. It is when they are not rewarded for this behavior that it will end. Oh, I'm so sorry, Selena, and I did not mean to upset you. I get very angry at these people. I'm so sorry for your loss. Bless your husband. Bless you. Bless everyone who has lost family, loved ones, friends to this awful illness. Divine Spirit, pour your energy into the world and bring comfort. High vibrational energy so that everyone knows they are loved, that they are a part. They will always be a part of the collective energy of the divine. And we can never be separated truly. I'm sorry, I don't like using the D word, but they make me mad. $41.30. Mandy was asking, will the protesters riot this time? There are a lot of, I'm hoping September 18th is going to turn out to be a dud. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thank you, Gail. It's good to see you. Our legal expert, Gail, is in the house. I'm hoping September 18th is going to be a dud. There are a lot of there are people online saying it's a false flag operation. There are a lot of Republican politicians who won't go. So, but will the protesters, quote unquote, riot on September 18th? It's a page. It's a pentacles are conservatives, and it's small. It's just a page. It's not a king. It's not a queen. Multitudes. It's just a page. Four of Wands. King of Wands. Oh, Trump is going to love it. Six of Pentacles, fundraising. This Fool card keeps coming up a lot. Yeah, it's not going to be fun for them. By the way, has anybody looked at the weather in Washington, D.C.? Just wondering. It's going to be nice. It's going to be rainy. Just wondering. It's not going to be pleasant for them. But it's not. This is these fools being heartbroken, not them bringing this fool. He may be willing to try and do the thing, but he's not. He doesn't bring the pain. I mean, unless I guess maybe if you were at the bottom of that cliff and he happens to land on you. Other than that, he doesn't bring the pain. So that's that. Electrostorm, light rain on Saturday. Light rain on Saturday. Maybe. Thank you, Selena. Thank you. And I'm so sorry. Again, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry for your loss. Okay. 44.30. In general, oh, here we go. All right. In what the heck news, what has the world come to? Mandy was wondering in general, I want to know if General Milley and I don't know what the asking Nancy Pelosi, I wasn't quite sure what that is, but we're really going to read on, well, we're going to read on General Milley, and we're going to read on former Vice President Quayle. Will they be recognized for their patriotism? And you're thinking, ex-Vice President Quayle? What? Well, apparently, George H.W. Bush, back in the 90s, for you youngins, he had a vice president named Dan Quayle, who, rightly or not, was considered to be not the brightest bulb in the chandelier. Not necessarily the sharpest knife in the drawer. Some people say that was unfair. Then there was a famous incident where he misspelled, he was supposed to be doing something with children and what have you, and he was reading off a card and he misspelled potatoes or something. He misspelled potato. But the upshot, if it wouldn't have mattered if he didn't already have a reputation for not being little dim. That's his reputation. George H. lost to Bill Clinton, and life went on. Hopefully to never think about Dan Quayle again as long as I live. Oh, nay, nay. So apparently Pence, who was looking for, he needed to talk to somebody who'd been vice president, who'd been, looking for somebody who'd been under a lot of pressure from the president, who, what did you do in trying situations and certain situations? He couldn't call Cheney because Cheney did whatever Cheney wanted to do, and he played George W. like a fiddle. Well, all the other vice presidents, you go back, can't call Joe Biden. Let's see, Al Gore was Bill Clinton's vice president. I bet Al Gore would have taken his call, but no, it's Democrat, not really close. So let's go back to the last vice president that Mike Pence could call for help on dealing with a president that's trying to pressure you. And unlike Cheney, that you actually care. So he calls Dan Quayle. Dan Quayle tells Mike Pence, you have no power to overturn the election. You have no power to put it out of your head. Whatever you're thinking, whatever they're trying to pressure you to do, forget it. You have no power to do that. And Pence was apparently saying, well, basically trying to figure out how to deal with the situation without making Trump bigly mad. But Quayle was absolutely clear and perfectly clear. You have no power to overturn the election. Oh, CC Ryder saying Pence reached out to Quayle because they're both from Indiana and had a history. Well, I'm sure that helped too. Maybe they're buddies. Maybe they're old friends, and I didn't know that. He couldn't call Cheney. Can you imagine Pence calling Cheney and saying, I have a president who's just pressuring me to do illegal things, and I don't know what to do so I don't make him mad. Can you imagine calling Dick Cheney and saying that? I don't know that the man, he's got the pacemaker going and what have you, and I don't know if he could survive the laughter. I don't think he could survive laughing that hard. So anyway, yes, nuclear magenta. Vice President Dan Quayle helped prevent a coup in 2020, 2021. Laurel saying, is it possible that Trump threatened Pence? Pence said, you have no idea what I'm facing. I wouldn't be surprised. Well, we know that Trump said, I'm not going to, if you don't do this, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. Linda, yes, Cheney would say get a backbone and laugh at him. Colleen, ha, coup. Team is saying, I don't think he can spell Q. Have a wonderful day, Lynn. Dan Quayle. Saving democracy. Partnership. Yeah, it's a democracy. This is hard for me to wrap my head around. Pence was very, very worried. He used the words because he was supposed to overturn the election. All the attention was on him. Trump thought he had the power, just do it anyway, which wouldn't have been possible. Absolute chaos. And a coup of, this is a right-wing initial, this is the beginning of a fascist state, authoritarian state. Yeah. The cards are saying. So, okay. Oh, Carol is saying Biden's live on CNN. Thank you, Carol. All right, 52. Because I want to specifically pull out General Milley. At 52. I'm on 52:30. All right, so basically, it depends. This is all from the new book, Peril, the Woodward Costa book by Woodward and Costa. And something else that was brought up, and they've been talking a lot about on the news, General Milley was so afraid that Trump was becoming unhinged after he lost the election that he basically called all the top people together in the Pentagon or into his office and said, you follow protocol. Yeah, Rex said, this is Dan Quayle's reason for becoming vice president and his existence. I'll bet this is part of his sole contract. Seriously, I'll bet it is. But anyway, General Milley said, you will all follow protocol. There will not be, if there is a call for an unprovoked nuclear attack on another country, you follow protocol, and protocol goes through me. Do you understand? And then he went person by person and said, got it? And he wanted a verbal acknowledgement. Got that? Got it? Got it? Got it? So on people are saying how, yes, he called his people together. And he talks to his the person who's effectively has his kind of job in other countries. And apparently at the time, he also talked to China because China was freaking out. And General Milley was saying, don't freak out. We're not attacking anybody. Just calm down. Don't freak out. Well, now on Fox News, they're saying he's a traitor. Trump's calling him a traitor. He called China and said what the policy was going to be. He's a traitor. So at the Pentagon briefing, there was someone giving the Pentagon briefing who, I have no idea who it was. I doubt, you probably don't know who it was, but this is a regular Pentagon briefing. And one of the reporters said, General Milley, is he going to face treason for for what he did in contacting China and all of it, is he going to face charges of treason? And the guy was just like, no. So what's going to happen to General Milley? Well, Biden has said he has confidence in him, and Milley just went up in most liberal-minded people's estimation, at least a little. Yep, Chris Biden has his back. Okay. Charles saying, General Milley, right man, right place, right time. Thank you. Thank you, General Milley, for having the gumption to stand up. Absolutely. I don't quite understand. Linda's saying, no, it's Milley's job to contact other generals and vice versa. Yeah, it's part of his job, is my understanding. Ed is saying, my question was first Milley, then Gavin. Orange ego in wastebasket. What is next? Oh, kind of. Well, we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. All right. General Milley. Oh, they're of course Fox News. They're just gonna communication. This is ratings gold for them. Just keep all the important parts just hidden behind the. Do not pay attention to the facts behind the curtain. Oh, they're loving this, and Trump venting his spleen. More food for the cult. And meanwhile, the rest of us are just kind of like, and the thing is all this is coming out about this book Peril. In my readings, for some reason, energetically, I keep getting that it's Stephanie Grisham's book that's going to have more of a social impact. I find that hard to believe, but it's what I get. Anyway. Yes, Michael, the cult of the dolt. Cult of dolt. All right, 58. 58. Scotland. Have you seen what's about how Scotland is, if they're finding anything? Interested in what Scotland has found on their investigation into the Donald. All right, Scotland, how you doing over there? And hello to the Scottish peeps, the Scottish people who are watching. Hello, Ian. Scotland. It doesn't have, this is the normal kind of fervor that is created around Trump and everything he does and the people and but this is in another country. It's a long way away. And this is, it feels like it's kind of at a distance. So it's kind of quieter here. Could be, Renee. Could be. All right, Hermits, Queen of Swords. All right, so quietly looking, searching, researching. Our new heroes, the forensic accountants. Bless you, ladies and gentlemen and gender rebels. 8 of Wands, 9 of Wands. How did you get your money? At the moment, I'm not getting. They're investigating, and the Trump people are getting really sick of the request for information and what have you. But it's still a how did you get that money? Has anybody heard anything? Scotland going after. Linda says it's going to take a while more. That's definitely what I'm getting here. But he's on the defensive. The company's on the defensive. Where did you get your money? I'm not getting. So far, I'm not getting. I'm just getting process. I'm not getting. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to wait. So that's what I'm getting. But check with other readers. No reader's 100% on, and I certainly am not. It's just how this works. But yes, Ian, in 2007, Eric, said, you mean forgettable? Said that the Russians gave them 140 million for the golf courses here in Scotland. Big trouble coming for Junior and Eric. Yeah. Michael Grant's talking about bank transfers. Alpha Bank was a guarantor for Deutsche Bank loans. Yeah, there's all kind of stuff. And they're digging down. They are digging deep into Trump world. That's Trump's. This is my Mar-a-Lago card. It's not literally Mar-a-Lago, but it's his base of power. The family dynasty is going to be taken down dramatically. And the grandkids are going to have very different lives than their parents. But this is coming, but I don't know that it's necessarily from Scotland. But this is coming. All right. Okay, 103, where are we? Oh, Lauren Boebert. What kind of trouble is Lauren Boebert in for taking pictures with rioters and partying with them? I'm going to need some coffee. Don't give me a second here. I'm going to drink some coffee because... Linda says, I hope SDNY and Scotland are working together. Wouldn't be surprised if there were at least a request for information. And the Trump org is based in New York. So, oh boy. Dawn says, I've been watching YouTube car accident videos. Amazing how many were wearing red brim hats. That's a thing? Charles says your coffee's probably cold by now. You need to warm up. Oh, it's stone cold. Stone cold. But anyway, all right. One. That's a thing. 104.30. Lauren Boebert. Autumn needs a USB coffee warmer. Oh, I've got one. It's a smaller cup, but yeah, I've got one. I haven't broken it up for winter. Keeps my tea just perfectly warm. Lauren Boebert. There's something about her. Talk about forgettable. There's something about Boebert. She does all these awful things. She says all these awful things. And I still reach out for her energy, and it's like, where are you? There's not much there. Which I know sounds goofy, but am I the only one? You reach out for her energy, and it's just... Anyway, is she gonna get in trouble? I'm trying to open up and see if I can bring in some more energy, because I'm what's gonna happen to Lauren Boebert if you can find her, because I have trouble energetically. Sandy says, "Ooh, she's got icky energy." Okay. She's a non-entity, says Holly in France. Don says, yeah, she's all smoke and mirrors. Sandy, yeah, she does have icky energy. Yeah. The Teresa says she has a smooth brain, just saying. I just Linda says she may have lots of protection. I'm not getting protection, I'm getting koala. That goes back to the smooth brain part. Is it Lauren Boebert? Does she have just an amazing amount of protection? Google Peace is saying, but she wears glasses, so she must be smart. Yes. Sandy Miller says, is she blocking? So is she okay, is she protected? This kind of refers back to Macbeth, the three witches, but the three witches in modern day, it wouldn't want anything to do with her. And she's all against that anyway. Judgment, Two of Pentacles, Tower. She's careening. She's careening from Judgment to Crisis to... Dave says, Boebert is a bundle of hate. I get a cold chill when I read her. Okay. Don says, well, she's got Perky going for her. Oh, that's good. Boebert, yeah, do that. Working that conservative message that is not welcome. She is going to have some worries. Oh, and she's going to be hemmed in. Yeah, there's constriction. This energy just constricts right down. So with that energy constricting right down, because it very much feels like that, does that include her in a little bit of prison garb? Sandy said she's got chills when you felt a chill. Hush. This isn't she's strong. No, this is taming the orange beast, taming the fascism. Be quiet. Again, judgment. No, she's going to go out there and fight for that fascist ways, and which is hurting the Republicans. There's judgment there. Yeah. To be honest, of all the people I read on, there's just not much there. Boy, this is going to sound awful, but I'm going to say it anyway. I don't know that woman says a single word that somebody else hasn't said first. I mean, on the one hand, no, there's nothing new under the sun. And, you could say none of us are saying anything somebody else hasn't said first. But no, I mean, like, there's like input, out mouth. go back to, okay, input, out, mouth. I'm, and it's just awful. It's like, yes, I'm low vibration. I want to be low vibration. Give me the low vibration stuff and I will spout it. Yes, give me more low vibration stuff and I will spout it. That's all I'm picking up there. So, Vice is a magpie. Yeah. All right. Well, that's all I'm getting from her. Polly wanted, there's no there. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I just don't feel much. Marjorie Taylor Greene, there's more there. It's ugly. It's just ugly energy, but there's at least there's there. Rexa says she's a young soul. Maybe she hasn't had much experience on this plane. Boy, she really started out in the muck. And she's just splashing around in the muck, and she doesn't want to get out of the muck. Could be. Sandy says, I got a vision of her practicing in front of a mirror, practicing what she's going to say. I wouldn't be surprised. Okay, so 1:11:30. Dan Crenshaw. Okay. Is Dan Crenshaw, with his Republican youth, the new Trump? All right, we'll look at Dan Crenshaw. If you think I go easier on Dan Crenshaw than some of the other people of this ilk, man gave his eyes. Man gave, he gave one eye completely, and the other one, it doesn't have a lens, I believe. It's to a bomb in Afghanistan. So anyway, but he apparently has some kind of Republican youth thing going on. Is he going to be the new Trump? Dan Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw. Right-wing communication, ultra-right, communicating that ultra-right view. Okay. Linda says, I thank him for his service, and he's nuts. Both can be true. Sun, 4 of Swords, Chariot, 7 of Cups, and the World. And you would think, oh, the World in Chariot, and it's going, but it's got smoke and mirrors in the middle, and the youth. This feels like not a lot of legal oversight. Ambition. I wonder if there's a certain amount of indoctrination going on. Dan Crenshaw. Fighting against the left-wing media, indoctrination, blah, 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 blah. Insult to injury. Rile up. Temperance, moon. Kids will be kids. These kids are not going to have nice stories to tell in future. And there's a certain amount of indoctrination here. I'm not getting Crenshaw ascending to the presidency and President Crenshaw. 115. Where am I? 115:30. President Crenshaw. Oh no, it's actually 116. Okay, President Crenshaw. President Cray Cray. Okay, so is we're going to have a President Crenshaw. Dan Crenshaw going to run for president, succeed. Victory on the far right. 4 of Cups, full. Hangman, no. That's the card for the reading. That's what he wants. This is, yay, let's go do this. But he's not listening to voters. He just is doing his thing. Suspension. No, we don't need to worry about we don't need to worry about a President Dan Crenshaw. Okay. 117:30. Where are we? Okay, nuclear magenta. You had a question about Steve Bannon. I'm reading. Is something going on I don't know about? Because I've been getting questions about Steve Bannon every single day. Every day. And I'm just, what's going on with Steve Bannon? That he's suddenly in people's psyches so much. I try not to think about him at all. I'll pull 3 cards on him. 117, 118. Because the question is, will Steve Bannon be arrested, stripped of his wealth, humiliated, and thrown in a dark prison? Sure, I'll throw 3 cards on that. Nuclear magenta, he's the architect behind the madness. He's one of them. He's one of them. Definitely. Bannon. Oh yeah, there's that foul stench. And I'm not just quoting Princess Leia here. It's, yeah. He's gross. There's nothing about him that isn't gross. Linda says, I feel Bannon underground doing something we don't like. Mostly parties. Page of Pentacles. Eight of Swords. He's under investigation. He's just doing his narrow-minded racist, sexist garbage. It just, but he will be. There are going to be some investigations because people like this, they don't stop offending. They just don't. He could choose to, but he's basically stole a lot of money, and that's not allegedly. I mean, he got a pardon. And a pardon, you have to admit your guilt. You say, yes, I'm guilty. She's like, okay, then you are pardoned. That's the whole point. The thing with the pardon doesn't mean the whole thing's expunged. It never happened. No. Oh, nay, nay. Bannon. He's kind of he gets juiced up by all the right-wing talk and all of that. That gives you dopamine, really? Ace of Pentacles, 9 of 1, 6 of 1. This is, yes. He's just going about his merry little neo-fascist way, but there's trouble coming for him, seriously. There's trouble coming for him. Matter of time. I keep getting the same thing. For right now, you won't see much, but eventually. Hello, kitten. Oh, yes. He's like, it's a long way to climb up there. Come here. Boo-boo. Hello, Boo-boo. How are you doing? Bailey, Boo-boos, and Kitty, everybody. My little positive energy generator. How you doing? Hi. You're very sweet, but don't ruin the people. Oh, you are a good boy. Yes, you are. You are a good boy. Just relax. Just relax. Okay, so what was the next question? Oh, he's checking for vermin. He's pawing around. Is anything moving? Any vermin up here? No kitty butts. No kitty butts on camera. You're very sweet. All right, what's next? Well, Jenna was asking, the January 6th committee, so at 1:21:45. Oh, 1:21:45. Will the January 6th committee call Mike Pence to testify? Very cool. Let's find out about that. What do you think, kitten? Just relax. What do you think? Will the January 6th committee ask Mike Pence to testify? January 6th committee is Mike Pence to testify. How are you doing, good boy? You are a good boy. Just a sweetie. Will the January 6th committee ask Mike Pence to testify? He was part of the plan. Trump talked to him. He talked to Trump. He talked to other people who are around. I'm getting a big yeah, but let me see what the cards say. Hello, sweetheart. Hello, good boy. Good boo-boo. Good boo-boo. What did you see? When did you see it? What was the plan? What did you hear? You had reason to believe there was going to be some serious ruckus. And these are, very strongly. He's absolutely going to be called to testify is what I'm getting. And this is the card of evidence. People coming in, leaving evidence, and going out. And then the next person comes in, leaves evidence, and goes out. I'm getting a very, very strong yes. January 6th committee is going to have Mike Pence testify. Okay. 1:24. What will healthcare look like in the next 10 years? I'm guessing you mean in the U.S. What do you think, kitten? What will kitty care look like, too? Because that's obviously what's most important. Care of the kitties. What will healthcare look like in the next 10 years? And then obviously this reading is just for the United States, since other countries have, I don't know, actual healthcare. 10 years in 20, can you believe it? 2031. 2031 is coming. That day is coming. What do you think, kitten? Oh, little crevices to stick my little paw in. Does anything move? Oh, buttons. Let's hit the buttons, he says. Please don't hit the buttons. Please. Please don't hit the buttons. No, no on the buttons. No, no buttons. No, you can't lay on the buttons. Things randomly opening on the computer. What will healthcare look like? Well, actually, this could be. There's more government control. Like this is. I'm not saying we're going to get full government healthcare, but this is definitely a government. It feels like a government that's the right will call it more of a big brother kind of thing. Hi, do you itch? Do you have the itchies? What's going on? You doing okay? You doing okay, precious? You are very important. You're a good boy. Insult to injury, which is what we have now. Do more to take care of kids. That would be an excellent start. But it's still hoops you have to jump through, and it's better, but still, I'm sorry to say, I really hope it gets better. It's quite frustrating. Chris says, I will do what you want, Mommy, but if you give me a treat, I might not step on the buttons. I'll tell you the truth, these cats get so many treats. And somebody gets half and half first thing in the morning. Like a tablespoon of half and half. He's a good boy. I would do anything for Pumpkin too. I'd cook him a breakfast every morning if he'd eat it, but he will not eat anything except dried food. It is so frustrating. Anyway, Chris says only catnip then, please. Yes, boo-boo bath time. Bless you. Just lets it all hang out. They just let them, and let's just let it all hang out. I'm going to sneeze. I do. Okay. You're adorable. All right, what else do we have here? Boo-boo likes his coffee with a lot of cream and no coffee. Exactly. All right, I'm going to see if I can get watch over 128. What do you think? All right, I think there's one more question here. Oh, yeah. Well, let's leave this for tomorrow because I think this is a bigger question, Renee, because it's New Hampshire GOP House rep leaves the GOP and is now a Democrat. Will other GOP members of the Senate or House switch parties? I think this is going to be a bigger question that I think we should cover tomorrow. So let me grab that and I'll put it in tomorrow because it's a big question. That's going to be I think it's going to take multiple pulling multiple sets of cards. So that's going to do it for me for today. The kitty. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bless you. At 4 o'clock, I'll be on Chicago time. I'll be over at the Book Art Media channel to do the daily creative sprints. You're always welcome. It's just to carve out time in the day to work on your creative projects. You're always welcome. We encourage each other between the 25-minute sprints. It costs nothing. I get nothing. I get no monetary reward or anything. It's just to add more, work on creative projects, make progress, and get more creative energy in the world because the world needs your creative energy. All right. So other than that, I'll be back here tomorrow. I'm here 365 days of the year. And I hope the rest of your day is wonderful. Take care. Do what you like down now? Yes. Do what you like. Yes. Okay. Have a great rest of your day.